Hey everybody, welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. So it's morning, it's overcast. I brought out my jackfruit trees and my citrus trees and my fig tree put in the greenhouse so that it can get acclimated to the weather before the weather turns super warm. And since it's not too cold, it's not going to affect it too much at night, which is really nice. I've already looked in the greenhouse and they look like they have acclimated to the weather pretty well so far. My leaves did get a little bit crispy, just a little bit, yesterday in the greenhouse on the jackfruit trees that I'm keeping for myself, because I'd had them up on the shelf, and the other ones were down low, the ones I'm planning on selling. But before I sell them, I want to make sure that they get nice and established to the outdoor light this time of year, so that when people come to get them, they can just keep them outdoors before bringing them indoors, and then I can just instruct them when they get ready to bring them back outdoors. Wait until April. That's the best bet. Wait until about April, then bring them outdoors, put them in a shaded area where they can get just a tiny bit of light in the morning, and then throughout the day just have just kind of like a protected area, and then slowly put them into the sun every day, just a little bit, and then until that way they don't get the sunburn on the leaves. But anyways, I've been working on the project here on the fence line of repotting all of my herb and strawberry pots along the fence line here, and it's looking pretty good. I had already done all the strawberries, so it was pretty just a no-brainer of repotting everything into back into the pots. Now, my mint pot was so crowded with roots that literally the soil was unsavable. I wasn't able to use like a lot of the pots. It just had like that top layer, like about an inch, that was that moss that grew on top. And for the most part, it was really easy to remove all of the herbs and stuff like that because of that moss layer. I wasn't losing a whole lot in the root systems because there was a good root system because of that moss layer that was created. Well, with the mint, the roots completely filled up the entire medium of dirt. And so what I did was I took cuttings, or I just ripped chunks of mint off, and I stuck them in these holes of my new mint container here, and it's gonna fill out really quickly. It only took about 2 years for that one to fill in completely, and because of the spacing that I have on all this mint, it's gonna fill out very quickly, very nicely. It's gonna do the entire same thing it did on the last pot, and then I'll have to separate it out again and divide it up. I will worry about it when the time comes, and I will do this method again if it works out for me very nicely. I have trimmed all of the tops to promote bushing a little bit more, so that it'll fill in up at the top a lot quicker as well. So it's looking really, really good, and I'm excited for the growth. And I took a bunch of clippings and I stuck them in some containers to sell and or give away. And I'm not being greedy here, you guys. I'm only taking out enough, and I'll show you that in another video, where I would only be making about $30 per herb or whatever, because it's just, a little bit to give back to the family. So I'm just doing a little bit of work in the garden to give back to the family. So there's that. Now, the rat situation. They're still here. And I have been putting these black liners on tops with rocks. Now, last night I did not do the Victorian rhubarb with the rocks, and they came and rooted through them. I've poked a lot of the ones that they didn't eat back down into the ground. They just made a mess, like a pig in a mud pen. And you can kind of see where they've rooted around with their noses. And so now I know when I see rooting like that, I'll know that it's a rat. Especially in our region in the Pacific Northwest, I know that this is a rat. So I'll be looking for that in the future. If it looks like that, then I'll know what kind of critter I'm dealing with. And this is all part of learning, learning how to homestead and learning how to combat the different critters. Now the crows also like to come in and they like to pick at my new seedlings and that sort of thing. So I've seen that too, but that generally just looks like you'll just see things just randomly strewn about. They're like little trash birds. They just kind of like dig and throw. Whereas the rats are kind of keeping everything kind of fairly close. They have come across the entire tray and they've actually taken samples of these. They ate all the tops off of these ones. They took samples of these. So yeah, they were eating last night. They didn't really mess with the trap last night. So what I'm going to have to do is probably bleach and clean that trap and reposition it somewhere else in the yard. And I will have to cover it and stuff so that the dog doesn't get to it. And figure out some way to, you know, put it in a different spot, basically. So they were out and about last night. They even came over to the greenhouse. They were over at the greenhouse because this has been their primary station for food. And I'm not sure if they've eaten anymore, but it does look like they've taken a few more bites off of these echinacea plants. So it looks like I'm gonna have to probably bring this indoors at night so it doesn't get eaten on anymore. And they were digging in this one that has some, it's not pineapple sage in here, it's lemon mint that I had planted in here, and it was just the roots. But they dug down into the dirt to see if there was anything good to eat, and there might have been a sprout coming up, you guys. So I don't know, but I don't care about this lemon mint, so to me that's fine. But in this one was where I had planted, you guys, the stuff that they had started eating. Like I had 2 candy corns left, 2 strawberry popcorns left. I have a row of what I believe is dogwood seeds, just on the off chance that they try to eat those. They got 2 of the these little plants right here. They got 2 of those ones that were in the blueberry pot, and they ate those. And I believe those might be red currant plants. So they had gotten 2 of those. I grabbed those 2 out and put them in here. And this other mystery one that could be a cranberry, possibly. It could be anything really, but I grabbed that and I put that one in here. And I moved the chives over. Even I think they're chives, but they taste like onion. They could be leeks, I'm not sure. But I moved those over as well, just on the off chance that they tried to eat them out of one of the containers. So I've moved those into here too. And look at my celery root, you guys. It's looking so awesome. I was so worried this one wasn't going to come up, but it did. So I'm protecting those inside of these, and I'm making sure that my domes are on at them at all times, because that'll help them get bigger. And I repositioned my stand so it's in a better area for light. And then nothing so far down here on the salt herb and the Japanese parsley. I'm hoping they're still gonna come up. I'm pretty sure everything's fine with it. I just have to be patient. So yeah, nothing else here. They haven't gotten into they haven't messed with this one at all, really. They might have tasted the leaves on the one. Okay, so let's go in the greenhouse since we're right here. Well, oh, and I zipped it shut, you guys. Mostly partly open. I keep it partly open during the day so that I can get in and out easily. So in here will be quick. I've had everything pretty much covered in here, you guys. So not a whole lot's going on. But look, we've got the second leaves now on the these are the yellow pear tomatoes, and I separated out this tray yesterday, and I've got more coming up. So now the rats didn't get to this, so there must be a bug in my greenhouse that just ate that one. So I have other pests that I'm dealing with too, you guys. So there was some sort of bug that ate that. But I've got plenty of yellow pear tomatoes. That's why I planted so many in each cell, just to be, you know, on the cautious side of being able to have enough, because I know pests are going to come and take some stuff out. Over here we got the early jalapenos coming up, which is really cool. But yesterday I had moved a little bit of this soil and I saw this pepper right here coming up, you guys. This is one of the Enjoya bell peppers. So I'm excited about that. And I'll be keeping an eye on all of these areas because they're planted all throughout. Here's another one right here. That one is coming up as well, you guys. So, I mean, I didn't plant too far below the surface so that they won't have a struggle to come up. So the Enjoya peppers are coming up. I cannot wait. I'm so excited about this particular pepper. And you know, in general, I'm just excited. But yeah, all of my jalapenos, each cell looks like it has one coming up. I don't see anything in here, but that doesn't mean something's not happening. But there's another one right here. And so I will be keeping an eye on all these peppers are starting to come up, you guys. I am so excited. Oh, another one here. Look, you guys, this one's got a sprout too. This one is Top Girl. So I've got my bell peppers are coming up. I'm just going to kind of gently move that soil back in place. Oh yeah, here's pine needle. I don't know how a pine needle got on there. You never know, these rats. No, but anyways, the rats haven't had a chance to mess with this area in a couple days, you guys. So now every night I come and I put these trays, and here's one I haven't removed yet. I took the rocks off, but I forgot to take the liner off. And the rocks just kind of keep it in place so they can't move the liners. And so this is the purple kohlrabi that I planted out. And then I had some other kind of I think it's tomato. I think it's those brown tomatoes. I can't remember the name of it. I had mentioned it in one of my other videos. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna put it down here with my trays. There we go. It's kind of a mess. But yeah, so let's see. They might have taken nibbles on that. Don't look like they messed with my my fig tree, so that's good. Now this is a hardy Chicago, so next year I should be able to leave it outdoors. Now that I'm getting acclimated to outdoors, I've been growing it indoors for the last 2 months just to make sure that it got established well. Here are the jackfruit trees that I'm growing, and I grew these all from seed. And so they're doing good, and I'm keeping myself 3 back here, and they got a little bit crispy, so I'm going to leave them right there from now on. These ones I'm not worried about the rats. They might taste the leaves, but I'm not worried about them eating the actual plant, you guys, and I'm going to tell you why. Because they have latex in them, and anything that has that white gooey sap in it, they're going to avoid. It's poisonous to them. So this I know has that white sap in it, and so does my my jasmine. It also has that white sap, so they will avoid these. So it doesn't look like they've really messed with anything else here too much. So we're going to go ahead and go. But everything is coming up nicely still. We got stuff coming up. This is white kohlrabi over here from this section over. And then this is my sugar beet. So I've got sugar beet here, and the other beets, they're not messing with the beets anymore, so they can get established. It does look like I do have some sort of bug coming in here. They've eaten 2 of those sugar beet tops. So, I don't know. I need to spray in here. I guess some neem oil or something. I'm not sure. So, there's that. That's how that's looking. Alright. Now I walked over here. And I'm expecting a hole to show up here soon where they're coming out. Oops, sorry, my finger's in the way, making it dark on you all. There we go. So I'm expecting a hole to show up here soon because I've got this section kind of blocked off. And my thinking is I'm thinking about planting mint all the way around because they're also allergic to mint and they don't like it. So I'm planning on taking cuttings all summer long and planting mint all around in little sections all the way around this entire shed. And I've got some roots. I'm going to put these down in the ground today. They're back here. Some mint roots. So I'm going to plant those down there. That's another one of their holes. I moved the rock yesterday that I had filled in just so that they have an exit so they don't redig the holes I filled. So they knocked over one of my pots here yesterday or last night. So I don't think they're messing with my gooseberries. So hopefully they're poisonous to them. I'm going to look that up. I haven't looked it up yet, but I'm going to look it up. showing you what's going on here. I've got some things coming up down here with this pot. I'm not exactly sure what these are, but I've got several different ones. Could be spinach, I don't know. I had spinach planted in here last year, but my lettuce reseeded itself last year in here, so I've got some lettuce coming up. Now, over here, the rats had holes dug in the ground. So I planted mint here, big chunk of mint here, which I can take cuttings from this corner. I put mint and there's a piece sticking up here. I'm gonna poke it down. I put mint into that hole and covered it in. There was a hole there. And there was mint in this hole there. I put a mint in this hole here. There was a hole right here. And then I had another hole somewhere in this section right here. Can't remember where it was, because I came back here and I weeded all of the weeds that were all super high back here yesterday. And so there was another hole, I think it was right about here. And then I had another hole right here and another hole here. But I came out here this morning, you guys, and the mint area right here was kind of messed up just a little bit. And I saw where the rats chewed a hole in my greenhouse again. This is new. That wasn't there last night. So they're still gnawing at my greenhouse to get in. And they're trying to make holes to get in to avoid the poison and stuff. So now I need to move. I almost need to get another poison trap and set it out here next to the greenhouse. And I need to get another trap maybe. But it's like close to $14 for the bait that you use, the trap that you use for with the poison, and then it's only $5 for the other one. So I'll be more inclined to get the one that's only $5. I need to come out here and push my staple back down along the edge here, because they haven't made any holes back here, which is good. So hopefully what I'll do is maybe I'm not planning on next year using this area as a garden bed. So what I'm thinking about doing is just planting mint right along the edge here too. I just poked one in, piece of mint, and it'll root. So I'm planning on, I may keep the area covered, but what I'm thinking about doing is just having container pots back here next year. So we'll go from there, you guys. So anyways, it's raining now, and I'm under the overhang of this dilapidated garden shed. And yeah, so I mean, I guess my landlords might not like that I'm putting mint into their ground, but mint is a natural rodent deterrent, and they don't like mint. So they're pretty much probably going to avoid the holes that they had made previously, because of the fact that because of there being mint there now. So now I just have to put some dirt on top of that other mint that's over on this other side, just a small layer, and let that take hold. And we'll have mint popping up in that section too. And then they're not going to want to go in there. They'll have to make a new hole somewhere there is no mint. And with time, hopefully I'll have mint planted all the way around this entire shed, and they're not going to want to like it. They're going to want to move. So that's the idea. So anyways, you guys, thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and click that bell button. As always, have a wonderful day, and God bless. Bye.